and share the Canvas page with you guys on Zoom. You can go to the pages option and you'll see the groups in there. If you go to the pages, it'll just bring up the schedule. You have to go to view all pages. So I don't know if, I know it's a little kind of weird thing in Canvas, but if you go to view all pages, you should see disease video group projects. So that is, you can see who's in your group. All right, so back to, oops, if you go to assignments, you'll be able to see the outline and symposium submission details. So the symposium submission deadline is the 26th, which is why I'm making the outline deadline the 26th. So you have to get it submitted to the symposium, the Piedmont Symposium, by the end of the day. 11:59, I think, is the deadline. Yeah, on the 26th. So here are the basics of what you need to put in your outline. And this is what's going to be in your video. So I said in here, you don't have to include every single detail of what's going to go into your video, but you at least want to get a good kind of scaffold idea of what you're going to put in. And divide the 5 points up among 3 people. It's not going to be that much work, honestly. You only have 5 points, you have 3 people. Some of them take a little bit longer than others. So if you have, you know, maybe the epidemiology, that might be a big section for your disease. It just kind of depends on your disease, but divide it, just divide and conquer. You guys just have to get yourselves organized. It'll take kind of, you know, 1 email chain to get that done. And then make sure you set a deadline for your group as to when you need everything, because you have to put everything together and then submit it as well. So that's just part of the group work aspect, just kind of coordinating with your group. Don't leave your group hanging. That is not what I'm looking for and not what your group is hoping for, I'm sure. So if you haven't been contacted by someone in your group, reach out. If you have, get back to them, and then just kind of, like I said, just divvy these up however you think is the fairest based on your disease. So just a basic outline, like you don't have to do anything fancy, just, you know, it doesn't even have to be like a formal outline, just notes of exactly what you want to include, some of the information that'll go into each of these numbers here. And then to submit to the symposium, you'll use that outline. And then you'll need this other information as well. So I've given you exactly what's on the form here, so you can kind of prepare, only one person needs to submit. So if someone can step up and offer to submit to the symposium for the whole group, that would be very helpful. The link is here. So you just click on that. It'll bring up a form. You'll put in all of this information. The hardest part is going to be that summary, which is going to be your outline. It is limited to 500 words. So I don't know that that would be an issue for anyone. 500 words should be enough, but just kind of keep an eye on that. You can cut it down for the submission part if you want to, if it doesn't fit. Okay, and that is due, like I said, February 26th, next Friday by 11:59 p.m. If you're having issues with your group getting back to you, please let me know as soon as possible, and I'll try to prod some people to remind them, hey, your group members are trying to get in touch with you, please get back to them. Any questions about this? Anyone on Zoom? Good, okay. So that's all I wanted to say about that. I did, if you've taken the exam, I posted the grades already. Those include any SNAP bonus points that you have. So those are the final grades. And what else? Oh, generally, I was really pleased with the grades. If you weren't really happy with your grade, just know that you'll need to put in a little bit more time. But overall, I think that was, you guys put in, on average, I guess, looking at the average score, the amount of time that is required for this class. So that's a good starting point. The material gets a little tougher from here. Most of that should have been review from like a bio class. Now we're getting into tissues and skeleton and the integumentary system and stuff that you may not be familiar with. So this may take a little bit more work. And on that note, usually the second exam is pretty hard for people. I don't say that to discourage you or to scare you, but more to just, like I've done from the beginning, kind of get you ready for it. So what we're going to do today in light of that is basically work for some bonus points on this next exam. I know you just had an exam, but we're going to work for bonus points on the next one now, rather than me going over the tissues, which I did in lab. And it gets really boring just running through the tissues and showing you slides. So like I mentioned in the email I sent out, Sunday or Monday, something like that, maybe yesterday, I don't know, some email I sent. I had you guys you have your outline that was due today. You could bring in your notes for today on those tables that I gave you. So table 5.2 to 5.11 in your textbook is the information that you need for the tissues. So that's what you want to focus on. There is a little extra information that I'll talk about on Friday. I was debating doing it today, but I don't really feel like it. So we're going to push it off till Friday and just play this kind of Jeopardy-like histology game, this tissues game. So this is going to be a little bit weird with half of the people on Zoom, but I'm going to try to make this work. So what we're going to do, I have basically a Jeopardy game of histology tissues. So let me bring that up for you guys on, well, I'll bring that up for you guys on Zoom in just a second. I don't think you can really see the screen. I'm going to share, I'll probably just end up sharing my screen. Can you guys see that okay? Or do you want me to, share it? Can someone let me know? If you can't see it, I'll share the screen on Zoom. Anyone?
Could you pull the screen down some?
Okay. Yeah, I can't really lift it. I can't crop it up. So I'm just going to share the screen on Zoom with you guys. That's what I was planning on, but I figured it'd be easier if you could see the screen. Okay. So I will share that. And I'm going to put you in groups actually before I start sharing. How do I do this? Yeah. I'm going to put you in groups and then I'll pull you, how was I going to do this? And then I'll pull you back out in order to answer. So that's the tough part, having you guys able to confer without everyone else hearing you and then being able to answer. So this might take a little bit longer than it did in the 8 a.m. class, but let's see how it goes. So I haven't really done this before. I just realized that talking about tissues is super boring. And you kind of got a lot of the information in lab last week. So we're just going to sort of expand on that. So what we're doing, you'll see the categories and the point values. I'm going to divide you guys up into groups. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 2. Okay, I'm going to do 3 groups in here and 2 groups on Zoom. So you can use your notes, no internet, so no outside help other than say like the PDFs that I gave you, your textbook. You can use whatever of those notes you want, but you can't Google the answer basically. And then you'll have 30 seconds to answer the question. So what I'm going to do is, you guys on Zoom, I'm going to put you in a couple groups and we're going to start with group 1. So group 1 and 2, you'll be on Zoom. I'll divide you up in just a second. Group 1 will choose what question they want first, and then you'll have 30 seconds to answer. If you get it right, you get the points, and then group 2 chooses the next one. If you don't get it right, the next group, which would be group 2, gets a chance to answer. I won't deduct any points, so if you get it wrong, I'm not going to take 100 points or $100 off. You only get pluses, which is nice. And then we keep going. If group 2 gets it wrong, group 3 gets a chance. So you want to, in your group, kind of try to answer each question as it comes up, even if it's not your turn first to go, because you want to be ready. You only have 30 seconds from when your group gets to start. So keep that in mind. So on Zoom, when I put you guys, this is going to be weird. We're going to go in and out of breakout groups, basically. I'm going to put you guys in a breakout group for about 30 seconds. So make sure you join pretty instantaneously. You can come back whenever you want and answer. You don't have to wait the whole 30 seconds, but after 30 seconds, I'll close the rooms and make you guys come back, okay? We'll see how this works. As far as the bonus points, so I did say this would be worth bonus points on the next exam. What I'm gonna do is, so everyone will get some kind of bonus point on the next exam. If we have, let's see, I think I decided there would be 5 groups. So first place is gonna get 3 points added to the next exam, which is really significant. So 3 out of 50. 3 points, second place is gonna get 2.5, third place is gonna get 2. So it's just gonna bump down by 1.5 points. The group in last place, 5th place, is gonna get 1 point still on the exam. So it's worth it no matter what. And this information is the information you'll need. So not just these questions, but this is pulling from the information that you'll need for the next exam. The glands and membranes category, which you guys will see in just a minute, that's what I'm going to talk about on Friday. You can pull from that, but none of that, or you can choose one of those answers or questions, but you may not know the answer. You can look it up. Like, feel free. A group in the last class basically chose each of those and just looked up the answer each time and got them right. So you can choose from glands and membranes, but know that that probably wasn't in your outline and it wasn't in those tables. I think all the grab bag stuff was in the tables. So, okay, we probably won't have time to do the final round, so we'll just kind of go through each of these as they are. Okay. Oh goodness. If I break you guys out, I don't know if I can still share my screen. I don't know that I can. So, okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, how do I do this? I'm gonna put you guys in breakout groups. You guys can choose, so group 1 will choose the first question. I'll bring you guys back and then put you guys back in breakout rooms. This might be really difficult.
We can see the topics. It's just hard to see the numbers. We can see it a little bit.
Okay.
You can pull your screen.
So gotcha. Let's see. Then yeah, why don't we plan on doing that? So it's 100 at the top and then 500 at the bottom, if that helps you. So the topics, here we go. So we've got epithelium, connective, muscle and nervous, glands and membranes, and grab bag. So 100 is the lowest points, dollars, whatever. 500 is at the bottom. So 100 to 500. So I'll let you guys choose. Maybe that's the easiest way to do it. And then, yeah, I'll just hold my computer up. This is, yeah, that's going to be easier than sharing the screen. Okay. So let me put you guys in breakout groups. When you get into this breakout group, you're going to choose which question you want. So which of these categories and what point value. Okay. And then I'll bring you guys back and show you the question. And then you guys in class, if you can just count off 1 through 3, and then we'll do, that'll be groups, or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So do 3, 4, and 5, and you guys will be groups 3, 4, and 5. So Braden, if you want to start with 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we'll do group 3 up here, group 4 back there, and group 5 up here. Okay, we'll get this going. Okay, and now you guys on Zoom, I'm gonna split you guys up into 2 groups, 1 and 2. And I think you can see your group number, but I'll note which is group number 1 and which is group number 2. And then when I ask for your question choice, you can give it to me. Okay, here we go. All right, so get your notes out and ready to go. All right, so you guys are 3, right? Okay, so 1. Okay. This is going to be a little slow. Sorry, guys. It won't be quite as smooth. Okay, so I think most people are back. So group 1, if you guys want to choose, which category and point value do you want? That's so Chase, Gabby, Gwyneth, Iman, and Jack, and Sam. You guys are group 1.
Connective tissue for 500.
Connective 500. All right. So here is connective. Can you guys see that okay? So you have 30 seconds. This tissue is found in the external ears, epiglottis, and auditory tubes. Oh, I need to put you guys back in your, oh, this is gonna be a pain. All right, going back into your rooms. Oh.
Elastic cartilage.
Yes, elastic cartilage. Okay. I don't know how to have you guys confer very well. But yes, that is correct. So group 1, you guys got connective for 5. So feel free to keep track. I'm keeping track of who gets what as well. So I'll add up the points at the end. Awesome, good job. So the external ears, most people know that's cartilage, right? You just have to kind of know specifically which kind of cartilage. And in this case, it's going to be elastic cartilage. So there are loose connective tissues, not a cartilage. So hopefully you could kind of rule that out. Fibro and hyaline are not found in the external ears, the epiglottis, which is in the throat, and then the auditory tubes. All right. Group 2. So that's Amaya, Ashley, Libby, Marissa, and Rayleigh. Do you guys have a point category chosen?
I guess we'll do connective for 400.
Connective for 4, okay. And then I'll let you guys read it and then try to put you back in the breakout room if that works. If that's a pain, let me know. Connective for 4. This kind of connective tissue consists of parallel bundles of collagen fibers, which often appear wavy. So I'm gonna put you guys back in your room so you can confer for 30 seconds. Out of the way. There we go. All right, it's a pain. I don't even know. Can you guys see the screen if you're in a breakout room? Do you know? Like, can you see the video? No. Well, that kind of makes it tough. So I realize you guys may not have been able to actually see the answers when I put you in your breakout room. I'm just not going to put you back in your breakout rooms. If you guys are okay with that, you can just kind of confer. You can message each other privately. That might work. This is not ideal for Zoom. Okay, do you guys have an answer?
Dense regular.
Yes, dense regular, awesome. So dense regular is that wavy tissue that I showed you in lab. It is, yeah, so all of those waves are basically really packed in collagen fibers. So you don't need to know the different kinds of fibers, but I'll talk about them really briefly on Friday. Connective 400, that's group 2. All right, so now, it's y'all's turn. So group number 3. What do you guys want?
Muscle and nervous 500.
Muscle and nervous 500. So here's muscle and nervous 500. These specialized cells support the nervous system by nourishing, protecting, and insulating the neurons. All right, 9 seconds. Okay, choose one. It's time. The last one? Yes, neuroglia or glial cells. Awesome. Good job. So the main part of nervous tissue are those big neurons with the weird branches, arms coming off the cell. Those are the neurons. They're big. The neuroglia are all those little dots around the neurons. So all these tiny little cells that are basically just helping kind of support the neurons. So they're called neuroglia or glial cells. That's kind of used interchangeably. Okay, so group 3, 500 muscle and nervous. Nice. Okay, you guys are crushing it. Okay, group 4, go back to the games. What do you guys want? Epithelium 500. I like you're going for the high dollar ones. This type of epithelium secretes mucus. Yay, mucus. All right, 5 seconds. All right, take a guess. Just pick one. Otherwise you miss your chance. B? It is not B, stratified squamous, no. So group 3, that means group 4, wait, 5, whatever, 5, you guys get a chance to answer. And then if they don't get it right, group 1, I'm coming back to you guys on Zoom. Ten seconds.
Stratified columnar.
Yeah, good. It's stratified columnar. Nice. All right. So stratified columnar secretes a ton of mucus. So the columnar cells, those really tall ones, are making a bunch of mucus and they're basically releasing a bunch of mucus. So when you think of columnar cells, think mucus. In the stratified, there's multiple layers on top of each other, just releasing all kinds of mucus. So yay for stratified columnar. All right, so yes, it's different from pseudo-stratified. Yeah, so pseudo-stratified also releases mucus, but that's why I didn't put it up here because it's, either of those would be right. So pseudostratified also releases a good amount of mucus. Good question. Okay, so that was group 5, and you guys got epithelium for 5. All right. So you guys chose that one, right? So group 5, you guys get to choose one now. Let me go back. Okay, which category, which one do you want? Yes. Muscle and nervous for 400. This type of tissue consists of short cells, often with branched ends and striations.
What is cardiac muscle tissue?
Yeah, good. So cardiac muscle tissue is the right answer for that one. Nice. So striations, if you see the word striations or see striations, you know it's muscle tissue, and it's really only 2 of the 3 types. So smooth muscle doesn't have any striations, that's why it's smooth. Cardiac muscle and skeletal muscle both have striations. Cardiac muscle has shorter cells with these kind of branches oftentimes. So this is one cell is branching, and you can see the ends of the cells as well. So that is cardiac muscle tissue. So group 5, muscle and nervous 4. All right. So now we're back to group 1. So you guys on Zoom, if you're okay with this, I'm just not going to put you back in your breakout rooms. Is that okay? I feel like it's kind of a pain.
That's okay.
Okay. So group 1, Chase, Gabby, Gwyneth, Iman, Jack, and Sam. Choose one of the next questions. And I'll tell you, if you can't see if it's chosen, I'll tell you if it is. Anyone?
Grab back.
Can we?
Oh, okay. He can go ahead.
Sorry, what?
Are you sure you want it? Can we do grab bag for 500?
Yeah, grab bag 500. All right. This type of tissue, there's an image, transports gases and nutrients throughout the body. Let me know if you want me to put you in your breakout groups. I can at least do that for this part.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right, you're going in. All right. All right, so that was 30 seconds in the breakout room, assuming you guys could join right away. So who has an answer for this one from group 1?
Is it blood?
Yeah, blood. Awesome. So that is a tissue we didn't go over in lab. I said we're ignoring it in lab, but you do need to know it for lecture. Okay, so group 1, grab bag 500. Group 1. So blood tissue, it's weird to think of blood as a tissue, but it's a tissue. It's a bunch of cells working together to transport gases, so oxygen mostly, and then nutrients throughout our body. It's really easy to identify. It's just these simple looking cells. So these are all the red blood cells, and then you have these bigger white blood cells In the middle, sometimes some little chunks of just cell pieces, which are platelets. So blood tissue is fairly easy to recognize. It's kind of uniform, minus the white blood cells, but very kind of simple. So that is blood tissue. Good job. Okay, group 2 on Zoom. Which category and point value do you guys want?
Do y'all want to do glands and membranes for 500?
That's fine.
All right, glands and membranes. Mucous membranes line cavities and canals that open to the outside of the body and would not be found where? So I'm going to leave that up for a second so you guys can at least see the answers. And then I'll put you in your breakout room for 30 seconds, okay? All right, here we go. Oh yeah, I messed up the lettering on this. I do that a lot. Okay. All right. Do you guys have the answer for this?
Is it E?
Yes, pericardial sac. Awesome. It should be, I guess it should be D. I don't know why I don't have an A. But yeah, pericardial sac. So mucous membranes. So the pericardial sac, remember, is around our heart. So having mucus being expelled into the pericardial sac is probably not a good thing. We don't want a bunch of mucus around our heart. All of the other, I guess, organs here. Yeah, organs are in some way, eventually they're opening to the outside world. So that's where mucous membranes are mostly found. Like I said, I haven't gone over the membrane stuff yet. We'll talk about that on Friday. But the stomach, the trachea, the colon, that's all part of the digestive system, and the digestive system opens to the outside world. So mucus kind of helps protect that. Okay, so that was group 2, and you guys got glands and membranes for 500. Awesome. Okay, so group 3, which one do you guys want next? Pick one. They're all good options. Epithelium 4. Okay. This tissue, which makes up the skin, serves as a barrier to infection, protection against abrasion, and water loss. Barrier to water loss, I should say. Five seconds. Goes quickly. Okay, time. B as in boy. B, yes. Stratified squamous epithelium. Nice job. Okay, so our skin is epithelium. So hopefully, well, yeah, I guess all of these are epithelium options. The stratified aspect is that there are multiple layers of our skin, and it is squamous. So columnar and transitional are basically kind of inside our body. The squamous epithelium is what's basically lining the outside of our body. So stratified squamous epithelium is what makes up the skin. It protects us from kind of outside invaders as well as water loss. So we're not just losing a bunch of water through our skin. Good job. Okay, so you guys are group 3, 400 epithelium. All right, group 4. What do you guys want? They're all fun and exciting. Glands and membranes for 4. All right. This membrane is made of simple squamous epithelium and is found lining the pleural and pericardial cavities. Yes, serous membrane. So the answer is C, the serous membrane. That's going to be one of the 3 membranes I talk about on Friday. So the serous membrane basically lines a lot of the, basically most of our internal cavities. So pericardial and pleural cavities are 2 of the ones it lines. It's a really simple membrane. It's just simple squamous epithelium. So 1 layer of epithelium connected to some underlying connective tissue. That's what's lining all of these cavities, just kind of keeping them protected and connected. All right. So there are only 3 membranes you need to know. The mucus we talked about, the serous is here, and then there's 1 more, which might come up in a question, so I'm not going to mention it. All right, so group 4, glands and membranes 4. All right, yeah. Okay, group 5, which one do you guys want?
Maybe you could grab that for 400, please.
All right, you may. This type of tissue is found on the sole of the foot. It's okay if it's long, it's fine. Sole of the foot consists of compact dead cells, no nucleus, at the surface. Five seconds. Okay. Time. B, yes. Nice. It is keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Very, very long name. So we'll talk about this when we get into the integumentary system, which is our next chapter. But the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet are basically the only 2 places in your body where you have this keratinized stratified squamous. The non-keratinized, so keratinized means it has a bunch of keratin in it, which is a really strong protein. So the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet are really tough skin. They also don't have any hair on them. So those are the 2 areas where keratinized stratified squamous epithelium is found. So we know our skin is stratified squamous, right? So we add the keratinized on there, and that means it's going to be essentially dead cells at the surface. So your skin cells just kind of constantly slough off, and that's because they're dead at the surface and are made up of a lot of this keratin, which kind of helps protect the lower layers of the skin. Okay, still got a few minutes. So that was group 5. Let me give you your points, 400. All right, So we're back to group one on Zoom. Let me know which category and point value you guys want. We'll do a couple more of these. All right, someone from group one, just pick a category or I'll pick it for you. Do you guys know who's in group one? Chase, Gabby, Gwyneth, Iman, Jack, and Sam.
Is there any 400s?
Oh, sorry. No, all the 400s are gone. So 300 of any of the categories is still available.
Okay.
Do y'all want to do another grab bag?
Yeah, that's
Sure.
300 grab bag?
Yes.
Okay. This type of tissue contains openings called central or haversian canals. So blood, areolar connective, hyaline cartilage, or bone tissue. I'm going to put you guys into your breakout room. Okay. All right, do you guys have an answer?
Yes, we do.
What is it?
D, bone tissue.
Nice, yes, bone tissue, thumbs up. So those central or haversian canals I talked about briefly in lab, they're basically in the middle of those kind of concentric rings that you see in bone tissue. That's where the blood vessels and the nerves actually enter into the bone. So your bones are, they have blood vessels and nerves running through them. We will do a whole chapter on just bone tissue, so you'll get very familiar with those, but that's a very common element of bone tissue that you'll need to know. Okay, grab bag 300, group one. Okay, I think we have time for one, at least one more. So group two, what do you guys want? That's the other group on Zoom.
Can we do epithelium for 300?
Yes, epithelium for 3. These cells function to filter and to allow substances to diffuse through them. Your options are cuboidal, squamous, columnar, or ciliated. All right, I'm gonna open the rooms. You guys can confer. Alrighty. All right, let me know when you guys have an answer.
We said B.
Yep, squamous cells, very good. So squamous are the flat ones. So stuff can move through them really easily because they're really flat and thin. So they allow for a lot of diffusion and they also filter what goes through them. So that's a good way to remember that. Flat cells allow things to move through them pretty easily. All right, epithelium 3. Epithelium 3, that was group 2. Okay, so we're gonna have to stop there. sorry for you guys in person who didn't get more, but I'll email you guys who got how many points. And then we'll probably do this again, ideally on a green week, right? Wait, this is a green week, on a gold week? I don't know. Yeah, okay. So we'll switch, so you guys will be on Zoom next time, so it'll kind of even out. All right, thank you guys.